Kristin Hannah's The Women is a sweeping historical novel that tells the untold story of female nurses in the Vietnam War. At its center is Frankie McGrath, a 20-year-old nursing student from Coronado Island, California. Raised in privilege, Frankie has always lived in her brother's shadow. When her brother Finley enlists, Frankie is inspired to prove that women can be heroes too. Against her parents' wishes, she joins the Army Nurse Corps. Arriving in Vietnam in 1967, Frankie is naive and unprepared for the chaos of war. Assigned to the 36th EVAC hospital, she is immediately thrown into mass casualty events, overwhelmed by horrific injuries and the relentless pace of combat medicine. She befriends fellow nurses Ethel Flint and Barb Johnson, who become her lifelines. Together, they endure exhaustion, fear, and grief, treating wounded soldiers under constant threat of enemy fire. Frankie's friendships highlight the resilience of women in war. Ethel's experience and Barb's strength guide her through trauma. Frankie also develops a romantic connection with Rye Walsh, a naval officer, but the relationship is complicated by distance and the unpredictability of war. The novel does not shy away from brutality. Frankie witnesses unimaginable suffering, loses patients she fought to save, and struggles with survivor's guilt. Yet she grows into a skilled, courageous nurse, proving her worth in a male-dominated environment. When Frankie returns to the US, she expects recognition and gratitude. Instead, she faces hostility and indifference. Vietnam veterans are vilified, and women's contributions are dismissed entirely. Frankie's parents refuse to acknowledge her service, insisting she wasn't really in the war. The lack of validation deepens her trauma, leaving her isolated and adrift. She battles PTSD, addiction, and depression, haunted by memories of the war and the loss of her brother. Her friendships with Ethel and Barb remain crucial, offering solidarity in a society that refuses to see them. The novel traces Frankie's long journey toward healing. She confronts her trauma, rebuilds her life, and eventually finds strength in telling her story. Hannah emphasizes the importance of memory and recognition. Women like Frankie were heroes, even if history ignored them. The book closes with a powerful message. The sacrifices of women in Vietnam must be remembered. Frankie's resilience embodies the courage of countless nurses who served, suffered, and survived.